Yeah, I mean, I think it's been huge to be able to practice more than one day in a week before you play. And, I think it was good, really good to have 3 practices and for our kids to go to class and for them to sleep in their own bed and get a little bit more comfortable. So I think those extra practice days helped us, and just to get back into our mojo playing how we play.
And what can you say about the girls that, you had come in pinch run, pinch hit tonight? You kind of called their name right out of the dugout, and they came in and really, delivered in a positive way.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've done that throughout the year. I mean, that's how Tori Willock got into the lineup, was because she was such an effective base runner, did everything right, took extra bases, was just an extra that scored a run almost every time in her opportunities. And so then I was like, and then she had really great practices. So here she is, and she's doing fantastic, and I think we have a lot of young talent that's just kind of waiting in the wings, and so to be able to give them opportunity to get in, and they're doing really good to come out and to take their chances. And I think Shelby Henderson has done a really good job as well, waiting her turn a little bit, and then making sure she takes her swing or makes a defensive play when it's her moment. So we've totally said we were going to be like that we were going to win with a team philosophy, using a ton of weapons and a different strategy, and we've done that. Yvonne Whaley moves to shortstop today and has a killer day. It's just kind of like who's next, who's the next man up or woman up, and let's go. And so I think our team does a really good job with that.
And talking about your girls when they get on base, you seem really aggressive, putting on a couple hit and runs, getting those bunts down. Has that always just kind of been a part of your game? Is that something with who's on base? What kind of?
Yeah, I mean, you saw Bree Russell try to steal second. It's our philosophy. We're very aggressive, sometimes over aggressive, but we're very aggressive. We think that's how you're going to create pressure, and and that's how we put our foot on the gas pedal. So it's so fun when we have so many talented, fast, super explosive athletes. It's new land for us to have so many, but yeah, it's our program philosophy.
You talked about pitching being so solid throughout the entire season. How encouraging is it for the team to see, Morgan and Cam get in and throw good quality innings, and the team just feed off of their energy too?
Yeah, I mean, I think that both of those guys have been waiting for their turn, for their opportunity, and it just hadn't came yet exactly. And so then it came today, and I thought they both did a really good job, and got themselves out of some jams, and then didn't even get themselves into jams. So it's good to be able to get them to have more innings. We want them to have more innings. We'll see Missy Zook tomorrow. So it's just important that we continue to pitch by committee, and I thought both of those guys had a good night. And I think our kids what's so fun is they're so excited when somebody gets an opportunity, and they're their biggest cheerleaders, and that's a big deal. If you can have hype man all around you, that's a big deal. So I'm super proud of them for that.
And what does it say to the offense whenever they can trust that their pitchers are going to go in and shut down hitters? Does that encourage them?
Oh yeah, it's been huge. I mean, we've been at times before where we knew we had a in years past, we had to put up a lot of runs to win, and now we know we don't. We have to put up 3 runs, and we'll probably win, if not more, or less. And so it's a whole different ballgame to be able to have a release of pressure there, and so our kids can relax. And this weekend is good for us to just take our swing, feel comfortable and confident that we're okay, and we're going to be able to, do all the things that we have set out to do.
So their biggest takeaways from these upcoming slate of games, what do you want them to take away from this as y'all are going to start Big 12 conference after Hawaii?
Yeah, momentum. We're on a streak. That's what we keep telling our kids. We're going to play in March. We're going to play aggressive in March. We're going to play on a streak in March. We're going to leave February in February. We're going to take those learning lessons, but we're going to leave that there, and we're going to march on.
Last question. What kind of mentality do the girls need to carry over in tomorrow? Celebrate these 2 big wins. That do you tell them, okay, yeah, enjoy it right now, but set it aside and get ready for tomorrow? Or how do you?
Yeah, I mean, we're letting them feel good all tonight. We'll reset tomorrow. They'll know we're resetting tomorrow, and we'll refocus, and we'll see a new opponent tomorrow that we didn't see today. So I think our kids have learned lessons of not taking every game as serious as another game, and so I think we've learned that lesson and we'll reset. But we'll definitely celebrate this tonight. Feel good about it. It feels good to air some things out, to get some kids to get some balls out of the ballpark. It's taken us a little minute to hit it. I mean, I can't remember us hitting many home runs in California, so it's good to be able to hit them here and feel good about it. So we'll do that. We'll reset tomorrow.
Zoe, just coming back and being able to get on top early in the games, what does that mean like for your offense to get started early and then just to continue to kind of pile on throughout the rest of the game?
I think it helps us playing, like being at home for the first time in a while. I think that's helped, and I think like we had a lot of energy going into the game, so I think when we started getting hits early, like everyone just kept feeding off of each other and hits just kept coming.
What can you say about kind of the pitchers in the circle today for you guys? They did really well. Coach G mixing up who she's putting in there. What is their performance? How does their performance kind of help y'all on defense to be ready and be able to back them up?
I think we feed off the pitcher's energy, and the pitchers feed off our energy. So if our energy's high, the pitcher's energy is going to be high. It's vice versa, and I think that we both had really high energy, a lot of excitement playing at home. I think our pitchers were dealing today, and I think that they killed it.
The defense has kind of been a little shaky the last 2 weekends. You guys came out, had 2 error-free games. Talk about what clicked on defense.
I think that this week in practice we had a really good 3 days, and I think that we were really dialed in what we were doing. So I think that translated onto the field with the 2 error-free games.
And just being able to hit the ball consistently throughout the lineup, how big is it to be able to hit through top to bottom, just have solid at-bats from really everyone in the lineup?
I think that's huge, and I think a big part of that is being able to trust the person behind you. Like, if I don't get on, like I know the person behind me is going to get the job done, and I think that that's a huge part of our success.
How do you take 2 wins like today, 2 run rolls, and kind of say, okay, we did this is great, let's set this aside and focus and get ready for tomorrow? How do you sort of separate that?
I think we have to celebrate the small things, so finish the night celebrating the win and then keep a level head going into tomorrow, and I think that we have to have the same energy today as like tomorrow.
Any more questions?
Did y'all change anything like in practice this past week? Because there was like some errors last weekend in California. Did y'all change anything, or were y'all just?
I just think that this week in practice we were dialed in and we knew we had to get a job done, and being able to focus on like our small fundamentals this week definitely.
Maddie, just kind of same thing that like I asked Zoe. How does it feel being able to get out there early and get on those pitchers to be able to just build your lead and go into the rest of the game up so much?
I think it was really great. I think just seeing everyone do so well was so awesome. I think that we all built off of each other's success, and just offensively and defensively, from our pitchers doing super well to our offense just getting on base and doing whatever it takes. It was so exciting to watch and just be a part of it. So.
And for you personally, you had 2 RBIs, 2 runs tonight. How are you feeling at the plate, and how are you kind of watching those pitches come in, waiting for the one that you wanted to take a ride for?
Yeah, it felt great. It was really fun just having that moment. My first at bat, I was like it's a little early. It wasn't what I was really hoping to have. But for me to make that adjustment, I was like, yes. Like I was like running on the bases like, come at me. So it was awesome.
Coming in and focusing primarily on offense as a designated player, what kind of adjustments do you have to make, and how does that allow you to really support your teammates that are playing on the field as well?
I think the coolest thing about being a DP is that, like you said, is that you really only focus on offense, but it's so important to make those adjustments at the plate. Because, I mean, your biggest job is to score the runs and have quality at-bats. And for me, when I'm not on defense, what I really try to focus on is being the biggest cheerleader, and I have, like, a really loud, obnoxious voice, so I just, like, scream as loud as I can and cheer everyone on, just because having that energy throughout the game I think is super important.